Idaho lawmakers, leaders, and political candidates are watching this situation really closely. They're waiting for the Supreme Court to make the official ruling sometime in June or July. Now, those candidates include the three running for the Republican nomination for governor in the May 17th primary. Here they are: Governor Brad Little, Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin, and Ed Humphries. Over the last 2 weeks, Doug Petcash interviewed them to get their stances on several issues, including abortion, for an upcoming special edition of Viewpoint this weekend. Doug's talk with the governor and Humphries was before the Supreme Court draft was leaked. McGeachin's was after it came out. This past legislative session, the Idaho legislature passed and the governor signed one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the country. It would ban abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy and allow some family members to sue abortion providers. The Idaho Supreme Court put a stay on that law, though, after Planned Parenthood and a doctor sued to give both them and the state time to prepare their arguments. Here's what Idaho's gubernatorial candidates have to say about Idaho's new law.
You signed it into law, but you also raised some very serious concerns about it, and particularly the enforcement mechanism. Do you have any second thoughts about signing that bill now that it's being challenged?
I mean, I literally have three choices. I can sign a bill and say nothing. I can veto a bill, or I can sign it and say, I see some fundamental problems there that we need to address next year or sometime. And of course, there's going to be a big decision from the Supreme Court, probably the end of June or July, and then it's going to be a whole different. It's probably going to be a whole different set of circumstances for what we do to protect life. And so that has been stayed here in Idaho, and we'll wait and see what happens at the federal level, and I'm sure we'll have to do something next year.
And you know, the nearby states are even ramping up for the women here who may cross state lines to get abortions. Does that concern you at all, that
Yes.
the bill may be too restrictive?
Yeah, it does. And you know, because our goal is just to basically protect life, whether it be here or whether it be in another state. But we're going to have much more clarity when the Supreme Court decides this decision.
The U.S. Supreme Court. Yep. The state recently passed one of the most restrictive abortion bans, banning abortion after 6 weeks, allowing family members to sue an abortion provider. Do you believe that was the right way to go?
Absolutely. And I actually have, since the decision of the Supreme Court was leaked, I put out a statement just yesterday actually calling on Governor Little to call the legislature into special session so that we can once and for all prohibit all abortions and make Idaho be the sanctuary of life, that we believe that life begins at the moment of conception.
So
and if I was the governor, I would be doing that.
Do you support any exemptions?
There are plenty of opportunities within the community, again, always going back to the fact that life begins at the moment of conception, that with the proper care and nurture from the community, absolutely every life is worth protecting.
So not for the health of the mother or rape or incest?
Well, those are unique circumstances that have to be considered. If a woman's life is in danger, then that's separate than the protection of life at the moment of conception.
The state recently passed one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the country, banning abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy and allowing family members to sue doctors who perform abortion. It's being challenged, of course. Do you believe that was the right bill for this time?
Absolutely. This entire country, we're missing over 60 million Americans today since Roe v. Wade, and it's a real travesty. And I mean, what are we missing from science and culture and the arts? Because 60 million people never got their chance. We need to embrace the rising generation, our future potential, not terminate them before they ever get their opportunity.
Do you support any exemptions?
I don't believe abortion is an appropriate measure at all. The reality is, I understand that there are a number of members of the legislature and the like who want to ensure that there's exemptions for rape or incest specifically. In my own life, one of the people that had one of the most profound impacts on my life was actually a product of incest And so these are tragic scenarios, but those people too, they have an incredible potential and something to offer this world. I personally like to see abortion abolished entirely. I understand that that's going to take time to get people to start to realize how we're really undercutting our own potential, our own growth as a nation. But every step in that direction to restrict it is something that I celebrate.
On this Sunday's Viewpoint, you can hear more from these candidates about their stances on a variety of issues, not just abortion. That includes public schools and school funding, critical race theory, taxes, and tax relief. What they see as the biggest challenge is facing right now. You can watch this Decision 2022 edition of Viewpoint with Doug at a special time Saturday night at 9 p.m. on News Channel 7, and then at Viewpoint's regular time Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So a couple of chances to catch that before you vote in the primary.